Hi, this is Mandy with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is going to be Team Website Overview. So, what does that mean? If you have a team within your Market Center and you have a team set up within your Command account, then you should have the ability to actually launch a team site now. Not just your KW agent site, it's a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and put a team website up on the screen for you here just to kind of show you briefly some of the differences. At the top, you can see this actually has a meet the team option. Instead of it just being about the agent like a regular agent site would be, this actually shows a meet the team page now, and it will highlight your team members as well. It's pretty nifty. I'm going to show you how to customize that today, among other options. Another big thing about the team website is too that your team logo will also show on this site, whereas currently it does not show on the agent sites just yet. So I'm going to walk you through how to get this team website launched and also how to edit and customize it. Okay. And so if you have any questions, again, if you're here with me live, go ahead and drop those in the chat as we move along. I'll try to get them answered for you in real time. If not, I'll stay a couple of minutes after class and get them answered then too. If you're watching this back on a recording, you can always reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to help. And so, got a few more folks joining us here. Just a second as I let them in through the waiting room. Excellent. Happy Tuesday, guys. And again, let's go ahead and jump in now to how to launch this team site. Okay, so I'm going to travel back over here to my command login screen, and we're going to go ahead and sign in. Now, in order to have the ability to, number one, launch this team website, you will need to be the rainmaker of a team. Okay, team lead / rainmaker. Also, if you're on a team and you have enhanced or unlimited permissions, you may also have the ability to make edits to this team site as well. Okay. So if you're going in and following me along in your command, and at any point your screen looks different than mine, or maybe you're unable to make the edits, chances are it may be because of your team permissions. And in that case, you may want to speak to your Rainmaker about possibly having those adjusted if you are wanting to be able to edit the actual team website. Okay. So from a Rainmaker's point of view, in order to get this team site launched, you will need to have already updated your command to the new site experience. We believe this is already done for the majority of agents. It's over here on the left-hand side under Websites tab in Command. You will want to make sure it looks like the screen that is currently showing right now. This means that you do have the new site experience, and that will need to have been done first in order to actually launch the team site. If you're seeing something different on your screen, maybe you still have the legacy version for some reason, you can always reach out to us and we can take a look at it for you and see how actually be able to provide next steps and get you over to the new site experience. Okay. And so once it is updated to the new site experience, the next step is you would want to go to your team marketing profile. Now, each agent has their own marketing profile within Command, and this is kind of the bank of your data, right? It's your name, it's your license number, it's your biography, it's your social platform links, things like that. But for the team, you will also have a secondary marketing profile. Let me show you how to get there. So right here at the top right, let's zoom in a little. At the top right where your name is, you would click this and journey over to your dream team or your team account right here. So whatever your team is named, you should see the option to toggle over to that team account within your command. Go ahead and select that. And once you've toggled over here to your team account, you would click your name again and choose settings. From here, you'll go to Connect Settings on the left-hand side and choose Marketing Profile. Now, if you'll notice on the screen, this is actually just the agent marketing profile. This is what you will see if you do not have the correct permissions on your team to make changes to the team marketing profile. Okay. So if for some reason you're on your team profile in the top right, you're here for the marketing profile and it doesn't say team marketing profile and it is the agent one instead, definitely speak with your Rainmaker or reach out to us if you feel like that's an error and we can definitely take a look for you. I'm going to go ahead and show you on a different tab here what it will look like when it is the team marketing. Okay. So the team marketing profile will actually show right here at the top so that you'll know for sure you're looking at the team one and not the agent one. The next thing to pay attention to is the toggle. Over here on the right hand side, you do want to have that toggled on. And what that does is actually takes all of your team's information from the marketing profile and brands it on that website, that new team site, so that your team logo will show and your team name will show, etc. Just below that, you will also see your team logo right here, and you can go ahead and upload your team logo. Do know it does suggest that it is smaller than 1 MB and it gives you a suggested size of 360 by 360 pixels. This should resolve itself when it posts on your marketing and command and also on your team website. But if it's still looking a little wonky on your end, maybe on your website it doesn't quite look right, you can reach out to us and we can take a look and see if we can help you reformat that. If you want to do it on your own, we just recommend making it that recommended size right here, and that should adjust any distortion that you're seeing. Okay. Next is you're going to see an option to manage your team site. You need to pick your URL, otherwise known as your subdomain, for your team site. Now, you have two options. You can create a whole new subdomain that you want. Maybe it's the Great Team. Notice that it will still have .kw.com at the end. Or if you have a particular situation where maybe the Rainmaker's KW agent site already has the team name and that is the subdomain you want to use for your team site, that's where this transfer option comes in. You can actually transfer the domain you're using right now for your agent site and transfer it over to your team site. You'll just need to make sure that you choose something different, kind of like a placeholder domain for your personal agent site. In other words, let's say we have agent Jane Doe and she has the Great Team at KW. She already has the greatteam.kw.com, but uses it for her agent site. She can transfer that to her team and just change her personal site to be janedoe.kw.com. So what we most commonly see is a Rainmaker will just turn their personal site into something that's to do with their name, and then their team site, they will use that team name. If you have any questions about this particular part or run into any errors, again, just let us know. Okay. And also, if we work with your market center here at Scott Leroy Marketing, you can just simply reach out to us and say, hey, I want to launch this. We'll tell you the exact pieces of information you need to send us, and we'll actually fill out this marketing profile and get it launched for you too. Okay. So if that's a little bit of an easier avenue, we're here for you. So when you are here choosing your domain, you can go ahead and enter that domain into this field. Check this box to say you're claiming that team domain, and then choose the teal option right here to claim team subdomain. Okay. You will notice an option to edit my team sites right below this. I'm going to jump into this right after we finish the marketing profile. I'll show you how to start editing your team site. And while this shortcut does live on your marketing profile, I'm going to show you another way to get there. Okay, it's going to use that websites tab that we visited just a few moments ago. But you always have this little backup right here. And once you click this, it should automatically actually take you into expert mode and go into to editing the team site. So just know that shortcut does live there if you want to use it. Just below the Manage My Team site, you'll see team details. This is where you can put your team name, a slogan, designation and credentials, and your KW Team app link will also be generated for you right here. Okay, this is also very similar to your KW Consumer app link that you already have as an agent. However, this time it will be branded for your team. It will show your team name. It will have your team logo on it. And any lead that actually logs in or registers an account on your team app, that lead will come into your team contacts instead of your personal contacts. And if you have any lead routing or lead management rules created, like to distribute leads through your teammates and whatnot, those leads will then follow those rules you've set up. If you're using your KW Team app link versus your personal or your agent team app link. Excuse me, I said that wrong. Agent app link. There we go. I'm going to jump into this in more detail. Definitely when it comes to your team members, they will actually have a personal link once your team site is launched. So I'll show you that shortly. But you would fill in this information as you choose. And the next few fields below this are going to look very similar to your agent marketing profile. You can fill out military affiliations. You can enter a bio. Remember, this is for your team, though. If you don't currently have one yet, you can put a period or a space in a period just as a placeholder because that is a required field, and come back and fill it in later. For team sites, you'll also want to choose that one phone number and one email for your team. Okay, whether it be the Rainmaker's cell phone or maybe there you have an office admin that you want to have take all of your phone calls. Just make sure to be choosing that one phone number for your team and one email for your team. Okay. Over here to the right, you can also enter the team website here. Now, if you have purchased a custom domain from someplace like GoDaddy.com and you have gotten us, or you've done it on your own, like forwarding it to your team website, or you've asked us to do it here for you at SLM, if you already have that set up, you can put that custom URL right here, and that will be the website that you can advertise as your team site because it will direct any consumers right back to your Team KW site. So whatever website URL that you want to use, you can put it here in this field. Remember, if it is the KW team site and not a custom URL, make sure that you're including that https:// before it instead of www, and that's what will make it an active hyperlink on your command marketing so consumers can just touch it at a click and it'll take them right to your site. The www is not compatible with KW sites. Okay. The next few fields that you'll see below this is going to be for your market center. This should already be filled out for you, especially if we've done it for you here at Scott Leroy Marketing. However, if you're not and you're wanting to go through this yourself, you can always go to this website mentioned right here. It's a kwconnect.com page, and it will actually show you how to download your Market Center and KW logos. So if you don't have your Market Center logo, you can come right here to this site and download it and then upload it here on your marketing profile. The name will not be adjustable. This automatically populates for you, but you can update the Market Center license number and website. We do get asked a lot right here. If you are with a business center instead of the main market center, a lot of times the agents or rainmakers would like this market center to show as the BC or business center. At this time, it currently will pull from the main market center. Okay, so that's the information you should see listed right there in that first field. And just below that, you may see the option to adjust the property limits from on this particular page. I'm actually going to come back to this because we're going to see this under your settings and we'll explore that a little bit more. And below that, you will see compliance. If you are in a particular area or with an association that requires there to be a legal footer text or a disclaimer, you can add that here. You can add the text. You can also add hyperlinks, like for our Texas agents that have the IABSs and the CPNs that they need to have posted. You can add that right here on your team marketing profile. And you do have the option for a legal footer at the bottom. Just remember, it's teensy, it's itty bitty bitty, but it is there in case you want to add a logo like Fair Housing or your realtor logo. Okay. And next, your social platforms. This would be a great time to actually make sure that you have social pages or accounts set up for your team, like Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Once you get those set up, make sure that you have a public link. Like, it doesn't require a consumer to log in to Facebook to be able to view your account. And you can take those links and add them right here to your team marketing profile. And that way, on your team site, you will have tiny little icons for Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. And the consumer can actually click on those and be taken right to your profile. So they'll be able to easily find you on social media. Okay. And below that, you will see a box for Google Analytics ID. This has been updated. If you're not familiar with this, what this is it's a way to add kind of a tracking ID, not kind of, it is, add a tracking ID to your team website to be able to track data, like how many visitors you've had, clicks, things like that. If you are not familiar with this and want to learn more, you can always email us at Scott Leroy Marketing, and we can definitely look into this and set it up for you. It's now going to be added to the back end of the website instead of the marketing profile. So even though you see this field on your marketing profile, you can actually skip it. We do also have a tip video on how to set up Google Analytics that you can find on our YouTube channel if you'd like to do it for yourself. Okay. And below that, just make sure that any changes you've made, that you do click save on that marketing profile before clicking away onto anything else in Command. Okay. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and close this little slideshow here that showed you the team marketing profile. I'm going to travel back into Command here and just click the home icon at the top just to give you some navigation of where we are. And so now that we've gone over what's required to launch the team site and also how to go ahead and fill out that marketing profile, as soon as you've filled out that marketing profile and you've saved it, you should be able to now view and edit your team site. It will officially be launched, and you can locate it right over here underneath your websites tab on the far left. If you're not familiar with these icons, you can always click the red square at the top and it will pop the names out for you. Okay. You can always click it again to hide them. But we'll go to the websites tab down here at the bottom. If for any reason you come here and you are not seeing a website, or you get the pop-up saying that your website domain needs to be claimed, or you get a yellow pop-up that there's an error, you can always reach out to us, but chances are you need to go check your marketing profile because you just might have something that's not added in just yet and it needs to be added and saved. Okay, that means it's just not quite launched. But when you see this particular screen, this means those sites are launched and you should be good to go. Now, this is showing the agent website right here. If you're swapped over to your team profile in the top right, and you have either enhanced or unlimited permissions so that you can make edits to that team site, you should also be seeing the team site listed right here. You have a couple of ways to get in and adjust settings and to make some edits. I'm going to show you the different ways that you can make those changes and edits, and then we'll jump into expert mode and go even a little bit deeper. Okay. So first things first, from right here, I can click Edit Agent Site, and you can click Home Page on the left. And from here, it's going to give you some very surface level editability. Okay. So on the left, it does give you an option for your banner image. These are also referred to as hero images. It's the image that's kind of grayed out right here behind your listing bar or your property bar, excuse me. And so you do have the option to browse and choose photos and add them in here. When you hover over, you can delete or crop them as well. Below that, you have an option to adjust the headline or the title. Right here on the right-hand side, it's going to be this text that you see above your search bar. Okay. Coming on down a little bit, your featured properties. You do have featured properties on your homepage if you've chosen to have them show. And these are some of the custom options over here on the right on the left. I can speak English really. And so again, just remember from this particular point, it's very surface level edits. When we jump into expert mode, you're going to have a lot other options, okay? But for right here, you can adjust the actual title or headline that you see right here. Currently, it's featured properties, and you can make changes. If you were to come in and make changes right here, you should see them update on your right in just a moment, or view in your browser to be able to see those particular options. It looks like it's not updating in real time for me right now, so let's change it back. I'll show you in a minute on another preview, and it should be able to update in real time for you. But you have your title, and then you have your description you can add below it right here. So you can adjust those like you'd like. And then it asks you for a center point. It's going to pull featured listings around this particular center point. So pick a particular location within your area or your niche market and put that address here. And you can have it populate a radius between 1 and 100 miles around that center point, whatever you would like. Obviously, if it's in a rural area, you might want to go to a higher radius. And if it's a heavily populated area with lots of listings and you're really wanting to focus on a small area, you can drop that slide bar on down to only cover a couple of miles around that particular center point. Coming down from that, you can limit it by a price range if you would like, by choosing a min and a max if you want. And there's even a section for testimonials and your blog list here. Testimonials, let me scroll down on the right so you can see it. It will let you change the actual title and the description right below it. Other than that, the other edits are only available within expert mode. Down from that is blog. Scroll down to the blog so you can see it. And again, it's just title and description edits from right here. Okay. And so again, surface level edits from right here. Once you're done making those changes, you can click publish in the top right and it will update your site. Please know that changes to your website and updates to your website can take up to 30 minutes. To populate. If you're seeing it go longer than that, you can reach out to us and we can help troubleshoot it for you. But sometimes it's not instant. A lot of times when you publish a change, you'll go to your website, you may see it flash for just a second and show you the update, and then it may default right back to the way it was. Just give it a few minutes. It should fully refresh and be viewable in about 30 minutes. Okay. Which brings up another good point. That marketing profile we were working on, there are some places like on your agent site that pull from other locations other than your marketing profile. So if you're ever trying to make changes like your bio, your headshot, things like that, sometimes they will need to be updated in multiple places and can take up to 72 hours to show. Okay. But that's more on the individual agent part, not necessarily the team side. The team site should show changes in about 30 minutes. Okay. All right. And so we covered some surface level changes right there. I'm going to go ahead and hit X and bring you back to this page. And the next thing I want to show you right here is the settings option up here at the top. This probably looks a lot like the site that used to be here when you clicked on the websites tab on the left, it used to be called consumer, and this is what it used to look like, but there's still some settings that live under here that I just want to make sure that you're aware of. When you scroll down, you should see your app URL settings. And now for the team, you should see team referral links. This is important, guys, for your team members, and this is why. Right now, on a team site, the Rainmaker is going to be highlighted on the home page. Let me show you what I mean. I'm going to click over here to the team site and scroll down to the Contact Me form or Contact Us. Your team Rainmaker will show right here. It may have your team name, but it will have their individual name underneath, their license information, and their photo. Okay. So any consumer that comes to the team site and enters their information, like I said earlier, that contact will populate within the team contacts and follow any distribution rules that you've set up or the Rainmaker has set up. Like if you're going to round robin the lead to your team members or do jump ball, whichever option you've chosen for your new leads, that lead would start following those rules. However, there is a team site link for each one of your team members that will highlight them on this homepage. It will still be branded for the team. It will have the team name, team logo, still have the Meet the Team tag at the top, but it will show their personal headshot at their name and their license number on the team. And any lead entered into that website link will not only go into the team contacts, but it will automatically assign to that particular agent so that they don't lose a lead to another team member when they're working on their marketing. So let's go back to the command and right here where it says team referral links, your team members should all have this right here, a team website URL. It is essentially the team URL that you can see right here, the Dream Team NC at .kw.com, but it will have their QID right after it. Okay, so you can always come right here and copy this. I'm going to drop it into another tab for you guys to show it to you. And since this is a demo account, hopefully this is going to work. But essentially, what this will do for that team member again is to have their information on that home page. I'm wondering if it's going to work for Scott because that's a fake number. It did. Okay, great. So we took Scott's team site link, put it into the address bar, and now you can see his headshot, his name, his fake license number right here on his team site. It also will have his contact information listed right here as well. Again, any lead that enters their information on this site will not only go into the team contacts, but now he'll be automatically assigned and he won't lose that lead to another team member now that he's working on his marketing. He can take this team site link and add that to his agent marketing profile to make sure that that's the site that shows on all of his marketing through command. Okay. Coming back over here to command, you also have app links that will do the same thing. Remember, I mentioned earlier that yes, as an agent, you have a KW consumer app link that will show you branded as the agent. Well, a team has the same thing. It's a team app link right here, and you can copy it. Whenever you share that, the consumer will download the app and it will show the team logo and the team name. But now each team member will also have their own app link right here. When a consumer downloads that, they will see that individual team member with the team branding. So team logo, team name, but they will also be in direct communication with that particular team member. And any consumer that creates or registers their own account on that app, that contact will go into the team contacts. but it will automatically be assigned to that particular agent. Again, protecting that team member's leads that they are earning by doing their own marketing. Okay. So again, they may want to include this on their marketing through command right here. Okay. And also the team website URL that's specific to just them. If you guys have any questions about what I'm covering, let me know. Pushkar, great question. How do we set up the team member app link? This will automatically be generated um, within your team. So as long as you have a team created within Command and you have completed that team marketing profile that I showed at the beginning of class, then you should be good to go right here for this team member app link. Should be good to go. You can download and it should show yourself if you're the team member with the team branding. Okay? There's nothing further you should have to do. You're welcome. And below that, you do have some preferences that apply to the team site, like do you want there to be the option or link for Keller Home Loans, Keller Covered, and also neighborhoods on your site and app. You can enable or disable these right here. Okay. And coming on down, oh, and the Save Changes button. Just remember when you do that, make sure you save changes as you're going here. Bobby, great question. Yes, you absolutely can watch this video at your own pace. I know it's a lot to take in when we're teaching, but we only have an hour, so we try to get everything to you. But on our YouTube channel, you can always go back and watch the class archives. And I'm going to go ahead and share that link with you here in the chat. You can go there and keyword search team website overview, and our archive will come up. I believe the most recent was just taught 3 weeks ago. Excuse me, hiccups. And so you can move along at your own pace, pause it, follow along in command, whatever you need to do. Okay. And at the end of class, I'll be happy to grab that link for you and share it too. Actually, I've already got it right here. Let me go ahead. There you go. Bobby, I just put it in the chat. So that is the link to the most recent teaching. All right. And so just below those preference options, you do have forced registration settings that you can set right here. I see that heart, Bobby. Thank you. And so the forced registration, what this means is a consumer can come to your team site and view a limited number of properties before they're prompted to enter their data, or they can view as many as they want, which would be unrestricted right here. So it would allow them to view unlimited properties and not be prompted to register on your site. You can limit it to 10, 2, or 0. So if you don't want them to view any property until they give you some of their data, you can set it for this option as well. Just make sure you're hitting save changes at the end. Okay. You set it for what you would like to set it for. Okay. It's up to you. And that is it for back here under the settings option. Now that we've reviewed those two different places where you can make some surface level edits, I'm going to jump into expert mode, go a little bit deeper and show you some other things that you can change on your website. And so just for orientation, I'm going to click back here on the websites tab on the left. This was the same page that we were just on, a different view. We were under settings. And so from here, you can choose edit agent site or edit team site and click expert mode in the top right hand corner. This should open a new tab for you guys. We'll choose to explore on our own. And this is what it's going to look like when you're back here and you can edit in expert mode. I'm going to zoom in so it's a little bit bigger for you guys and you can see it. Now, numero uno thing to remember when you're back here. Make sure the site that you're wanting to edit is showing right here on the top left. Now you'll see this is still the agent site. We want to edit the team site. So you can come right here and you may see your individual name or you may see the team name. But whatever this is right here, go ahead and click it and choose the site that you want to work on from this particular list. So we'll come right here and choose our team site. If you are in leadership, by the way, with your Market Center, you may also see the Market Center site there as well. But right here, now we have the team site showing right here at the top left. Below that, you do have some quick start options. These are going to be essentially the same ones that you were seeing when you edit your agent site. If you want to create a custom page on that site, here's where you would get started. If you want to create a standalone landing page that's not linked to your site, there's your start button right here. Okay. We're going to travel down a little bit since we're focusing on how to customize and edit this. And today we're going to focus on the standard pages that are right here on your site. So you can see this is the default pages section. And now while I am seeing the About the Agent page populate right here, just know that this current information for a team site is now the Meet the Team. I believe they're in transition with this update, and this will most likely no longer show on the team site. So just know we're going to skip that today and focus on the Meet the Team tab. We'll go ahead and click into this particular page, and that's where we can make the edits. So we'll click that name. It may take a moment to open. I'm going to zoom back out so you can see a little bit better here. There we go. And so from here, over here on the left is where we're going to make our changes. I'm going to minimize the sections so that you can see all three sections here. Okay. And so the first section is labeled Team Lead, but it's actually this area right here at the top. It's going to include the background image, otherwise known as a hero image. And this is where you can change that. You can actually upload a file from your device, or you can choose to add an item if you've already uploaded media to your site. So you can choose whichever option you would like to add different photos. You can upload files and choose a file from your device. We'll just choose a random photo here. You can go ahead and choose to name it internally if you would like, and just choose upload. And now we have this other home. It looks like when I was clicking on the others, it added a couple of blanks. There we go. And so you can continue adding multiple images and it will scroll through those in the background on the right-hand side. You can also rearrange these with this little icon right here. It's like a sandwich or a hamburger menu with a arrow showing a reverse. So you can drag and drop those into a different order if you want. Okay, now that we moved that image, you can show it is now updating on the right like it's supposed to. So this preview is actually showing you what I want it to. When you make edits on the left, you should see the changes updating on the right, but this is just a preview. It won't actually happen on your live site until you click that save button at the top right. Okay. Pam's asking, why do my photos upload really dark even if I lighten them? It's actually a setting on the site, Pam. You're not crazy, I promise. Because we do get that asked that question a lot. What it is that background image already has a darkener on it. So it's kind of grayed out to be that background image so that the information on top of it pops. Um, so there's actually not a way to adjust how dark it is showing, but lightening your images actually should help just a little to make them appear lighter. If you put a fairly dark image back there with the darkener on it, it might not show up at all. So coming on down, you do have headline text that you can adjust. You're welcome, Pam. The headline text that you're seeing here is going to be this little name right here above what is going to populate for your team bio. Okay. And so right here will show that company information. You can adjust that title as you would like. And let's come on down. I'm going to minimize again by clicking on the gray bar and jump into our next section here. And it's the Meet the Team list. So we'll travel on down a little bit on the page on the right so that you can see your changes as we make them. You can choose to display or hide this particular section. It's whatever you choose. And you can change the name and the description right here. That's what's showing over here on the right. And then below, you have two options. You can choose dynamic or you can choose basic. I'm going to show you basic really quick because there's really nothing to it. To choose a basic meet the team, notice how all the information just vanished on the right-hand side. It's because you literally would manually need to add every single team member. So you would click the plus. You can choose possibly any associates that you already have created manually, or you can create new. And you would need to fill in this information like first name, last name, title, upload their headshot, and add their phone number and their email address. Again, whenever you see a basic option on the sites, just know that is manual, okay? Dynamic usually tells you right up front, it's going to auto-populate some things for you. If you were to create this person manually, you would want to click Publish on the right-hand side, then click Back. Then, once you've created that person, you can click that blank line and they would be available to choose from right here underneath the ones you've already created. Okay, so you would just choose your associate that you manually want to add, and that's all people would see are only the ones you manually created. Okay, we're going to show you the dynamic now, and this is usually a quicker ad and more efficient, and this is why. The featured team members at the top, you can automatically add team members that are linked to your command team account. So you would click add, search by name, and it should show your team members' names. Looks like we don't have Laura Frost added just yet, so we can click her. If we didn't have all of these other people added just yet, you would see them on the list to choose. And the greatest thing about this is it automatically pulls their data from their own marketing profile. So it pulls their headshot, their name, their role, their email, and their phone number. If they ever update their own individual information, all you have to do is get them to update it on their individual marketing profile, and your team site automatically updates because you're set to dynamic mode. Okay, so if you're on basic, remember if that person changes their headshot, changes their phone number, anything like that, you would also have to come and make manual changes and updates to your team site to keep up with that. Okay, so dynamic's going to save you some time and energy. You can go ahead and add your team members here. If for some reason there is a team member that may be integral to your team, but they do not want to be public facing, maybe they're an internal support role and they just don't want to appear here, you can choose to remove them by clicking the negative sign right here. You'll see them turn pink on the left, and on the right, once that eyeball stops updating, you will notice that now it no longer shows. Remember, it will do that on the preview, but you need to hit save to actually make it live on your site. Okay. Another option is down here. You can actually add additional partners. Let's say you have a virtual assistant that is critical to your team. You want them highlighted on this page, but they don't necessarily have their own command account, so we don't have them to pull from their own marketing profile. You can come here and add them. You would just hit the plus sign, create new, same field that we saw earlier with the basic, because again, you're manually entering them. You would fill in their data, click publish, and click back. And once you've done that, you would click the blank line again, and now they would be available to choose from this drop-down menu right here if you wanted to add them. Okay. You can also rearrange the order in which your team appears here. So scrolling up, it's that same icon. See the three lines with the reverse arrow on it. So you can just grab that and drag and drop. Okay. Put them in whatever order you want. Same with the additional partners. Just know that you can't intermingle them. right? So we can't pull one of these guys all the way up here to show at the top. It's going to keep them separate. Your featured team members will show first, and then any additional partners will show towards the bottom. Okay. And you can get really creative with these additional partners, guys. It doesn't have to necessarily be an in-office role. Maybe they are preferred partners that you partner with all the time, that you would want your clients to have their information and they can reach out to right here on your Meet the Team site. So take that and run with it if you want. And down below, you do have preferred vendors as an option. I'm going to click on that gray bar to expand it. Scroll down on the right so you can see. Now, this particular account is set up with no vendors. You do have a no vendors option right here. If you click on that tab, it will show a title and a description. This is already filled out right here, and that's why the preferred vendors section is showing, but there's no vendors to show, so they'll only see the title and whatever you've entered here as your little blurb. And so it's just letting them know, hey, I do work with some great ones. If you want their information, reach out to me and I'll be happy to like connect you with them. And there's a contact button to get in touch with that agent. If you do have vendors that you want to highlight here, you can click the vendors tab. You still have the ability to edit the title and the description that will display, but you can come right here to this link. It's in the paragraph above, and you would click this link and it's going to take you to a third party in a new tab. It does take this a minute to upload, just FYI. There we go. And this is where you would add your vendors. Think about your photographers, your home inspectors, your favorite lender, anything like that, that people that you work with on a normal basis and you really want to advertise them and recommend them, you would come here to add a vendor. You can click this at the top right, and you'll be given several fields to fill out: their name, if they have a website, if you have a particular contact at that business. Maybe it's a home inspection company, but you have one inspector that you really love. You can put his name here. You can include their email and their phone number. You choose the vendor type that they are, and you have tons of options to choose from. Okay. And then their counties that they cover, you can choose that. You can also add their logo and then choose to add vendor. Okay. Add as many vendors as you would like. Once they're uploaded to this particular tab, you can come back over here to your command, still in expert mode on the left. And if you choose to display those vendors, they will update and show in real time on the right-hand side. So it will offer a little card with that person's name on it and their contact information. And when the person clicks on it, if they try to make contact, at this time, it still directs to you, the agent, actually. I don't know if an update's coming in the future that they will actually be able to reach directly out to the vendor through the site. But right now, if a consumer comes here and even clicks on one of the vendors, while they'll be able to view their information, it will still direct them to you if they try to reach out. So you can choose to hide this entire section if you don't want it at all. And you also have the option to show the Market Center partners as well, right here at the bottom. If your Market Center has added in partners on their end to show, then they would populate here. With this Market Center, they haven't added any partners, and so none are showing. Okay, so you always have the option to toggle that on or off. All right. Now that we've shown how to edit the Meet the Team page, if you want to keep any of your changes, always remember, come right over here to the save option and save that before going away from this page. I want to show you the edit options you have on your home page. So I'm going to click the KW at the top left. It gives me a pop-up because I didn't save. And again, remember, in expert mode, this is your editor. We see the team site listed right here that we want to make our changes to, so we're good to go. And under default pages, we can see home page. Give that a click. You'll make your edits on the left again and your preview right here on the right. Let me minimize all the sections so that you can see what they are. And so again, during the updates, guys, these started showing as null. That should be corrected soon. But from the top down, let's start with the top. And this is your listing search module right here. It's your IDX feed, essentially. It's your search bar at the top. You have the ability to adjust what this text says above it. You can also hide the for rent option right here by the search bar just by toggling off hide for rent. If you want it to show, that's okay. You can toggle it back off. Your custom images right here, these are going to be that background slash hero image in the background. They are grayed out. You can choose multiple photos and it will slowly scroll through those as a consumer is on your page. You can just have it be one static image if you want it to be. You can easily remove these by clicking the negative sign here, or even rearranging them with that same icon and move them around. You always have the option to upload other files. And I do want to point out when you do that, there is the option to upload a video right now. We have not seen that successfully work just yet. So just know that. Um, but you should have the option here to upload that video should you choose to. Okay. Giving it a second there. All right. And so those were just the steps of how to upload a file, but you should see the option as well to upload a custom video right here. If you get it to work, great. We haven't seen it successfully work just yet. We believe that's coming in a future update. But the audio, or excuse me, the audio doesn't work on the video. It will just be a video playing in the background. Just below that, you can see the custom images that you have carouseled right here as well. And you can scroll on down to the next section for the actual featured listings. Now, remember, we looked at how to adjust them on the surface level, but right here you will have more options. You do have the option to display or hide it. You also can adjust the title and description here as well, like I showed before. But now you have a dynamic and a basic option. Remember, basic, it's always going to mean manual for you. So if I switch this over to basic, you would just have to manually add and remove any listings that you want to show on your home page. You would click the plus sign, begin entering the address of the property, and just choose it from the list that generates right here and just add as many as you want. Okay. And that's how you would do it in basic mode. If you switch this back to dynamic, it lets you choose that center point like we mentioned before. You even have an option to show only properties in that state only. This is great for agents that might work really close to another state border, but maybe you're not licensed in that other state just yet, or it's not something you want to do. You can always toggle this on to make sure that the properties are always showing only for the state in which you entered your center point. Okay. You can give it a max number to display and set the search radius right here. But it gives you other listing options, like you can sort your listings by maybe days on site, newest to oldest, or maybe price high to low or low to high, depending on your niche and the customers that you are wanting to target. So you can make a choice right there from the sort list. And then also, even though it dynamically generates those listings for you automatically and keeps them up to date, you do have the option to maybe pin a few listings that you absolutely want to show. Maybe you have listings of your own that you want to highlight. You can leave it on dynamic and still manually add those in. It looks a whole lot like the manual basic that I just showed you, where you would begin entering the address and choose from the list. Okay. Once you've done that, you have a couple of other options down here to feature listings by. Maybe you just want only your team listings to show, or your own market center. You just want those listings to show. These are just little toggle buttons that you can choose on your preference. Down below that, you have filter listings. Now, these are filters that you can add that will change what kind of listings populate automatically on your homepage. Just know the more filters you add, sometimes it restricts. You're really heavily relying on that listing agent and depending on them to have accurately entered the information into the MLS. And so while the filters are here, I just give you a little guidance on try not to choose all of them because it may limit it completely from different listings showing on your homepage. But if you really do have some preferences, maybe you work heavily more in the rental department than the sales property or sales department, you can come and choose that to show here. Okay. Maybe there's a property type that you prefer to work with. You can change that here. So just review that. You can even choose keywords that you want and adjust that as you would like to. The next is the testimonial site or part of your site. Again, always have that option to split, display or hide. Testimonials will live right here under your featured listings. Now, a consumer can come here and enter a testimonial for you on your site. Let me go over to the team site. Remember, it's in the top right-hand corner under your More tab. You have a Leave Us a Review. Even when the consumer comes there to leave a review, and we go back over here to command, it does not automatically populate on your homepage. You would need to come right here to the testimonials list and actually choose to add it to the featured testimonials. You would click the plus sign, and as long as they've entered that testimonial, it would show as an option to choose right down here. So the more reviews that have been left, the more options you'll choose to select here. Okay. So that way you can choose if it's actually displayed. Also, if you have reviews that have been added to a third-party site like Zillow or Google, you can come here and manually enter them yourself into your site to have them populate here as well. You would simply click that plus sign and you can create new. You would enter your star rating, enter the testimonial text, the name of the person who submitted that testimonial for you. They've been a client since, and you would choose a month, date, and year, the city, state, zip code, and country. You can toggle on if they've recommended you. Yes, Anne Marie, this is what we're doing. Can you take reviews from Google to feature? Yes, if you have reviews on Google, you can manually add them right here to your website. If we work with your market center, you can also send us your testimonials and we can add them in chunks of 10 at a time. Okay? You're welcome. No problem. All right. And so once you've manually added in this testimonial, you can come right here to publish, click back. I'm just getting a pop-up because I didn't save it. And then you would click on that blank line just like we have been doing, and your testimonial would be available to choose right here from the drop down. Okay. This is also the dynamic option for your testimonials, which means it would populate those testimonials based on whichever choice you want. Sort by newest or oldest, gives you an option for maximum numbers that you want to display, and you can even filter them. Maybe you want to filter them by star rating and show the minimum 4 and up stars, right? And it would make sure that those are the testimonials that would display on your site for you. Just know if you always go back to basic, it's just going to be the ones you manually enter. Okay. You can also rearrange them as well, drag and drop like we did before. And last but not least, on your home page here for our last minute, you do have the option for the blog on your home page. You can choose to display or hide. Keller Williams has generated the first 4 for you right here, but you can always edit them. You can edit that title and description again right here. And you have the option for dynamic or basic. So dynamic here would display up to 10 of your blogs. You can choose how to sort them. You can choose how to filter them. And you can manually add more right here, especially if you want to create your own blogs. But it's the same edit options that we've been seeing where you would add the plus sign, create the blog, publish it, and then make sure that you add it right here manually. You can also drag and drop in different directions or different orders and always hit that negative sign if you actually want to remove one of them. Okay. And remember again, you do have the option to always hide the section and you don't have to have it on your home page. Okay. And guys, that is it for our team website overview today. Go ahead and save if you've made any changes here. If you're here with me live, you can definitely drop your questions in the chat. I'll be happy to get those answered for you after class. And if you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Thanks for watching.